Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time in tuning in to another video from Mr. Michael's channel for extraordinary young people just like you. Now, this video is a brief guide to Paper 1 for the CIE O-Level English exam. And Paper 1 is the writing exam. So I'm going to share with you the structure of Paper 1. This is what we're going to do in the next few minutes. First of all, we're going to explain the task types that you can find in Paper 1. We will also think about how long should be spent on each question. And finally, we will consider the number of marks that are available for the whole paper and also for each section. So if you look at this screenshot, it is the front page of the May-June 2018 English O-Level exam. And there's some very important information on there, which I have highlighted with red boxes. On the left-hand side, it says Paper 1, Writing. So you know that the Paper 1 is the writing exam. On the right-hand side, it says that you have 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete the paper. And at the bottom, it says answer both Section 1 and Section 2 of the paper. Now, that means you know that Paper 1 writing has 2 sections and you have to answer both of them. So, Section 1 is called Directed Writing, and inside the red box, it informs you that you are advised to write between 200 and 300 words. Now, there's a little bit of information underneath that which explains how the paper will be graded, but I'm not going to go into that now because I have other videos on the channel which explain that in a little bit more detail. So if you want to find out in detail how your directed writing task will be graded, please go and look for those videos. Now, the challenging thing about the directed writing section is that you'd have no choice as regards the question you are going to answer. The exam paper will give you a question and you will be required to answer it. Now, there are 6 possible styles of writing that the question the examiner gives you will be based upon. It may be a formal letter, it may be an incident report, it may be a magazine article, it could be a newspaper article, it might be a speech, and it could be a proposal. So what's important is that you know how to produce all 6 of those styles of writing. Because, remember, you don't have any choice. You will be required to write one of those 6, and you will not know which one until you open the paper on the day of your exam. Okay, so let's move on to section number 2, which is the composition section of the writing paper. Now, the main difference between the composition section and the directed writing section is that in the second section, you are able to choose the question that you want to write about. And as you can see, you only have to select one of the topics which are made available to you. Now, there is one descriptive piece of writing, which is question number 2. There are 2 possible argumentative essays, which are questions 3 and 4. And there are 2 narrative options, which are questions 5 and 6. The word narrative is a complicated way of saying a story. Now, in section 2 of the writing exam, you are required to write between 350 and 500 words. So remind yourself, of course, you don't have to answer all of those questions. You just select one, the one that you are most comfortable with. So let's review everything that we've covered. There are 2 sections to the O-Level English writing exam. The first one is called Directed Writing, and you are expected to write between 200 and 300 words. The second section is called the Composition, and you are required to write between 350 and 500 words. Now, there are 30 marks available for each section, which makes 60 marks in total. You remember that you are given 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete the whole exam, which means we recommend that you spend 45 minutes on each task. I hope that that's useful for you. If there are any questions, please put them in the comments below. And I wish you all the very best in your exam. Thank you for your time and goodbye.